Nature's symphony of survival. The elephant, the bird, and the river. Act 1. The torment of the giant. Have you ever wondered what could possibly torment one of the largest animals on Earth? An adult African elephant can weigh more than 6 tons. Its enormous legs can push through thick vegetation. Its powerful trunk can tear branches from trees, and its massive tusks can defend it against some of the most dangerous threats on the African savanna. But there is one enemy this giant cannot simply crush, an enemy smaller than your fingertip: ticks. Hidden deep inside the folds and wrinkles of the elephant's thick skin, these tiny parasites can cause constant irritation, and reaching them is not easy. Then something appears above the elephant, a small brown bird with a bright red bill, the red-billed oxpecker. One bird lands, then another. Within seconds, more oxpeckers gather across the elephant's enormous back. To the elephant, they are almost weightless, but their tiny size is exactly what makes them so useful. Their sharp claws grip the elephant's wrinkled skin. Their eyes scan every fold and crease, searching for parasites. Then the feeding begins. One bird moves toward the elephant's shoulder. It stops, pecks, searches again. Then suddenly it grabs a swollen tick with its bill. For the bird, it is a meal. For the elephant, it is relief. Across the giant's body, the same thing is happening. One oxpecker searches behind an ear. Another works along the spine. Others inspect the neck, shoulders, and deepest skin folds. Peck, pull, swallow, then move again. The tiny birds continue working across the body of a 6-ton giant. Slowly, the elephant begins to relax. Its ears still move, but the constant irritation seems to ease. Act 2. The dry season and the river ambush. Yet the elephant has another problem: the dry season. The African sun has been beating down for hours, turning the land hot and dusty. The elephant lifts its trunk. Then it detects something in the air. Moisture. Water. Everything changes. The elephant immediately changes direction and begins moving toward it. Its exhausted body is struggling, but it keeps going. Because during the dry season, water is not simply comfort. Water is survival. The oxpeckers suddenly rise from the elephant's back as the giant approaches the water. But beneath the dark surface, another animal is waiting: a Nile crocodile. Without warning, the crocodile strikes. For a moment, the elephant freezes. Then fear turns into aggression. The elephant spreads its enormous ears, raises its head, and charges into the shallow water. One massive foot crashes into the mud. The crocodile twists away. Its powerful tail sends water flying as it tries to escape the attack. But it does not disappear immediately. It circles around the elephant, searching for another opportunity. The elephant turns toward it. The predator finally retreats toward deeper water. Its shadow slowly disappears beneath the surface. The elephant remains still, watching, listening, waiting. The danger is gone. Slowly, the giant moves farther into the water. Cool water rises around its legs, then its belly, then its chest. For the first time in hours, the elephant begins to escape the brutal heat.
Act 3. The Aquatic Alliance. But beneath the surface, another group of creatures has noticed the giant: fish. At first, the small fish scatter as the elephant steps into the water. One careless movement from a 6-ton animal could crush them, so they hide among the rocks. Then, slowly, they return. They begin circling the elephant's enormous legs. Something on the giant's skin has caught their attention: food, parasites. For a moment, the water becomes quiet. Then the elephant stops moving. One leg remains completely still. Its muscles begin to relax, and the fish move closer. This time, the elephant does not pull away. The small fish begins searching around its feet and the narrow folds of its skin. Larger fish move along the deeper wrinkles. Parasite after parasite is removed. And above the surface, the oxpeckers are still working. The birds clean the elephant's head, ears, neck, and shoulders. The fish work around the legs, lower body, and areas beneath the water. The birds reach places the elephant cannot reach itself. The fish reach places the birds cannot. And the elephant provides food for both. 3 completely different forms of life, connected by one tiny problem: parasites. The elephant slowly lowers its body deeper into the water. By now, many of those parasites are gone. The elephant does not understand medicine. It does not understand mutualism. It does not understand the complicated relationship between species. It simply understands one thing: relief. Act 4. Reflection on cooperation. For a few quiet moments, the largest land animal on Earth simply rests. Its breathing becomes calmer. Its movements become easier. Its ears no longer flick with the same constant irritation. Then, eventually, the herd begins moving again. The elephant rises and follows. It takes its place among the others, surrounded by its own kind and protected by the strength of the herd. But this time, it carries fewer parasites. And there is something surprisingly powerful about this story. The oxpeckers do not remove ticks because they understand the elephant's suffering. They do it because the ticks are food. The fish are not swimming toward the elephant because they feel sympathy for a giant in need. They are looking for food too. And yet, both sides benefit. The elephant gets relief. The birds get nourishment. The fish get a meal. Neither species can do everything alone. The elephant cannot reach every part of its enormous body. The birds cannot search beneath the water. The fish cannot survive outside it. They are completely different, and that difference is exactly what makes their relationship work. Perhaps human relationships are not so different. Some of the strongest relationships are built around the same principle. One person has knowledge, another has experience. Someone has an opportunity, someone else has the skills needed to use it. One person has resources, another has ideas. When people recognize what they can offer each other, cooperation becomes possible. There is nothing wrong with benefiting from a relationship when both sides benefit. The problem begins when one person keeps taking while the other keeps giving. But when both sides contribute, both sides receive something valuable. That is when cooperation becomes sustainable. A small bird cannot become an elephant. An elephant cannot use a tiny red bill to remove every tick. A fish cannot live on land, and an oxpecker cannot search beneath the water. They are different, but their differences are precisely what make the partnership valuable. Maybe the best relationships are not built around the question, what can I take from you? Maybe the better question is, what can we give each other? Because real cooperation is not about one side winning while the other loses. It is about creating something where both sides become stronger because the other exists. On the African savanna, the birds find food, the fish find food, and the elephant yakes away with fewer parasites. 3 different lives, 3 different needs, one relationship built on mutual benefit. And perhaps human beings are not so different. The relationships that survive the longest are often the ones where both sides have a reason to stay. Both sides bring value. Both sides contribute. And both sides grow. That is not selfishness. That is cooperation. That is mutual benefit. And in nature, just as in human life, the strongest partnerships are often the ones where everyone gains.